Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk. These are Tarot Things, and I'm your host, Boogie down Bronx, and I'm here to take care of the Aquarius, Aquarii. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This reading can resonate for you if you have Aquarius as a sun, moon, rising, Venus, North Node, or South Node sign. Quick shout out to my Patreon. This video was released early access on Patreon. I got Aquarius, which we're doing now, Sagittarius, and Cancer. Those are the last 3 signs for this cycle. Reminder that my readings are timeless, so they are not based on the month anymore. They are timeless. You can come back and rewatch them at any time in your life, and they can still resonate. It's not based on just August or just whatever month you see it, okay? So going into that, another quick announcement along that is people have been really pushy and rushing me for the readings. I do not do full-time YouTube readings like I used to back in the day whenever I started. So I upload about 2-3 times a week to YouTube, and anything else that I don't put on YouTube right away, it's on my Patreon early access. So please support me on Patreon if you want to see your sign, if you're feeling impatient. But remember, I have a lot of other things going on in life. I have, I'm posting messages on Twitter, Patreon. I have my spiritual shop now. So I can't devote my whole life to YouTube, but I love y'all. So with that being said, we're going to get into your reading. I did your pre-shuffle, so we're going to flip over these cards and see what, I don't know what sign I was going to say, Aquarius needs to surrender, some signs you'll be receiving, all that good stuff. So let's see. Okay. So we have surrender your attachment to results. It's the first card here. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen and then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. So there's something that you may be very attached to, the way you want it to play out, every detail of it. You want it to be exactly the way you envision it in your head. And having too many expectations of people, of things, situations will lead to disappointment in the end, all right? So surrender the attachment to the expectations or attachment to the outcome, exactly, all right? And then you have these other cards. This is interesting. A different world and settling for mediocrity. So some of you Aquarians out there could be settling in some way. A different world feels very Aquarian to me because Aquarius is a very innovative sign, a futuristic type of sign. And so, for many of you, the way that you think about the future, you feel very strongly towards it. And that's in your nature. But at the same time, make sure you're not too attached to exactly the way you think things should be. And also in the meantime, not settling either. So it's kind of finding that middle ground. Now you have rainbow, which is renewal, some signs you'll be receiving. You could see some rainbows or flame. Maybe you're seeing, this could also be something you see in your dreams, like candles and things like that. But this represents eternity when you see this. So if you have been feeling drained to any capacity, you're feeling like you're settling in some way, there is going to be a renewed sense of hope or excitement for you coming up here. All right. So let's look at my everything deck and see, what does Aquarius need to release attachment in regards to? What does Aquarius need to release attachment in regards to? Sorry, y'all. These cards do what they want. Fame. Interesting. Okay. Networking. Oops. What does Aquarius need to release attachment in regards to? Protection. Advisor. Crying. Some of you might need to cry. Okay. What else does Aquarius need to release attachment in regards to? All right. So that's good for now. Recognition. Okay. Okay. I see where we're going with this. All right. For some of you Aquarians out there, Aquarius is the opposite sign of Leo, and Leo, the sign of Leo, is directly correlated to fame. So what I feel like for many of you, you guys are, and you might not even know, you could be really attached to the recognition or the fame that you're getting in regards to something or that you want to get. And it's preventing you from actually doing things to the best of your ability, because you could be too caught up in, I wonder if people are gonna like this, or you know, I don't want to do it if I'm not gonna get recognized for it, type of thing. All right. And so you may be really caught up on, you know, I want this recognition, I want this to happen for me, I want to be acknowledged for my gifts, my talents, what I'm doing. All right, but don't be so attached to it. All right, the things that you are most attached to in life, especially when it comes down to recognition and fame, most people who do get recognized, they were not trying, they weren't looking for it necessarily, they just were doing what they love to do. They were showing off their natural gifts, their talents, their abilities, and the recognition just came organically. They weren't pushing for it, they weren't chasing it down. All right, and so, you know, if you find that you're doing things just to be recognized, or just because you want certain people to acknowledge you or appreciate you, or you know, be like, good job that you're doing this, that's, you know, you're gonna be disappointed if that's the approach that you're taking towards it. Okay, so just be careful with this. This isn't gonna be for every single one of you out there, and you know, it's not an attack, because everybody has desires, things that they want to attract. But just be careful of being too attached to that specifically, and then it kind of kills your dream. It kills what you're actually trying to strive for. It could be like killing your happiness, because you're very attached to, you know, you have a certain fixed vision that you want to get to, and it's like it's really hard for you to see it any other way. Aquarius is a fixed sign. I mention this, like, I feel like every time. Because it's an air sign, sometimes we forget that it is also fixed. Fixed energy stabilizes. It likes to be, it's like certain. It wants to, you know, have some type of structure and set in its ways, and sometimes. But for many of you, it's asking you to have like a different mindset, or be thinking like a bit broader when it comes to these topics, especially recognition, fame, networking here. All right, and not be so attached to the way that you think it all should look, the way that you think it should all play out. All right, and also, like, for some of you, you have protection and crying. You may be really have this attachment to like protecting yourself, protecting your emotions all the time. And you know, protecting yourself, sometimes it can result in a blockage here, or something needs to be released. All right, so be careful of that there. And you have advisor / counselor. I remember you guys got this card a while back when I first started using this deck, where some of you may benefit really strongly from some, like a specific advisor or a specific counselor, not just like in a group setting, but like somebody that can specifically listen to you, tailor to your needs, and you know, guide you in some way. So that's what we have so far. Let's continue on. What else do we have for Aquarius? What is coming towards Aquarius? What is coming towards Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? Also, some of you, you may be like really could be stuck on a certain person or a certain situation, and at the same time you're settling here because maybe you're expecting results from a situation or a person that cannot give you those results, and so it's time to switch it up. You have the 5 of Cups. What's coming towards Aquarius at this time? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Got Scorpio energy. What's coming towards Aquarius, please? Aquarius. Anything else for Aquarius? All right, so for many of you Aquarians out there, you know, it'll be a hard adjustment maybe for some at first, to really do your best to take away the expectations of how everything is supposed to look, the way you want it to play out, how it's supposed to feel, and just go with the flow. Just go with it. Again, fixed sign energy is hard for fixed signs: Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and we have almost all the fixed signs here. We have Taurus and Scorpio out here as well. So you could have a lot of fixed energy. It's hard for fixed signs to just go with the flow. Fixed signs have an idea of, you know, what is stable, what it's supposed to look like. They stabilize the energy. It's consistent. But there is something here, a lesson in learning to really just flow. And, you know, you can go with the flow in a direction. You know, when people say, oh, let's just go with the flow, it doesn't, you know, that can be a bad thing sometimes, because it's like, okay, where are we actually flowing? But it's like, you're also open to other perspectives, other ways of seeing situations, other ways that it can unfold. So for some of you, you may find yourself getting stuck in your life right now, or you're disappointed because you have expectations for the way that you want everything to play out. You know, you could be like, I want it to be married by this time. I want it to have this by this time. I should be here. I should be there. You know, and it's like, according to who? You know, your family may put those projections onto you. Those might be standards that you set for yourself, or, you know, based on your brothers or sisters, whoever. But for many of you, you're meant to live your life differently. Aquarian energy is different. So for lots of you guys, you may be getting disappointed often because you have a lot of expectations for the way you want things to be, how you want things to play out. And that can often also cause you anxiety and even depression or fear with this energy here, with the Nine of Swords. All right. So again, doing your best to go with the flow and, you know, not take on so many burdens of expectations of people and places and things. You have the Chariot card here. So you are going to be moving forward away from this stagnancy period. For some of you, it's in regards to a relationship. You have the Two of Cups. You have the Death card here. And then you have the Seven of Swords was the last card. I'm probably going to clarify that. But yeah, looking at your own morals, your own standards, you know, how you want things to be. You don't necessarily have to compromise what you believe in, because it's right here with this Taurus energy about your commitments. But for some of you, you're looking at your situations from a different perspective, and you're really seeing it realistically for what people can really offer you, or what situations you can really gain from. Because if you are really attached to, you know, a certain person fulfilling your desires, or you're really attached to a certain way you want your job to manifest, or way you want your money to go, you may also be settling there, because for some, not for all of you, there could be a person or situation that's just not going to meet those standards. It's not the right thing. It's not the right person. It's not the right situation for you. And so therefore, it's like, you know, if you're very attached to it, or you're very stuck on it, like, I'm going to make this work, it's like you might find yourself really getting disappointed, or you'll hit a wall, because it's like, you know, the energy is meant to change. There is a changing of the energy with the Death card. There's going to be a new flow for you, Aquarius, where it's going to be like, I'm releasing the expectations of this situation. I know how I want it to go. I know how I want it to look. I know how I want my life to look. But, you know, I'm not going to expect too much from anybody, or I'm not going to expect, you know, everything to be perfect, or everything to work out exactly the way that I want it to in my head. All right. So let's see. What's the advice for Aquarius at this time? Whoa. What's the advice for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North and South Node at this time? What's the advice for Aquarius? You have the Two of Swords again. What's the advice for Aquarius? I forgot to clarify that Seven of Swords. What's the advice for Aquarius? You have the Chariot card. I feel like it's time to do things. Hold on. What's the advice for Aquarius? Because you have the Chariot card here again, Cancer energy. You could have Cancer in your chart. Three of Cups in reverse. Strength card in reverse. I'm going to have to clarify. Okay, so anyway, back to the message. For Aquarius, this is the overall message for sure, is do it anyway. Okay, it's a Tarot by Bronx quote. Bronx said, do it anyway. Do it scared. Whatever it is, do it anyway. All right, Nine of Swords is here again. Eight of Swords is also here. There's something here that you're very attached to the outcome. how it's going to go, how you want it to go. And it's preventing you from actually doing it, okay? Because you're stuck in this fear. It's kind of like a trembling fear of, you know, I really want to go towards this, or I want to do this, I want to make this decision, but I'm scared. Chariot card says to go for it anyway. Do it anyway. Do it scared. All right? If we let fear always dictate our lives or make us stop or make us stagnant, nobody would get anywhere if nobody did it scared. I do things scared all the time. I'm scared right now. So I did it anyway. I came on here scared, reporting live to you. So what I mean by that is, you know, you have all this energy of expectation, how you want things to go. Like, will I get recognized? Will I get this? Or are people going to like this or me or whatever it is? Do it anyway. Go for it anyway. Move forward with confidence. You have Aries energy and you have the King of Wands. I feel like this Three of Cups in reverse is some of you are afraid to lose some of your friends or lose people because you're deciding to do something. You're deciding to, you know, try something new. You have a different world, but you know, you're really focused on, but what about the outcome? What's going to happen if this or that? All right. But it's time to step into your divine masculine energy with the Emperor card and show the world the real you. Do what you really feel called to do. Move the way you want to. You know, you may lose some respect of some people. That means that they didn't respect you in the first place. But you have the Lovers card, Gemini energy here. It could be a significant new relationship or new people that will actually appreciate you and support you for stepping out. But you have to really get out of this attachment to the outcomes and do it anyway. Do it afraid. Do it uncertain. Do it with doubt. All right. This is something that you feel strongly towards, that you're like, I want to go towards this, but you know, I'm so attached to what if it doesn't work? What if it looks stupid? You know, imposter syndrome is real. But for many of you, you're settling now because you're afraid to do it anyway. You're afraid to do it scared, or you're too attached to the way you want everything to go. But that's not how life works. Go with the flow. Okay? So that's what we got for Aquarius. Thank you so much for watching. If this reading resonated for you, let me know down in the comments down below. I am at Tarot by Bronx.